Okay guys, welcome back after our short advert break. Let us look at our second question. So this question we are saying, study the map of South Africa showing roads, cities and towns to answer the questions that follow. Now let's quickly see what our map is all about. So here, first thing I note is that there's a scale given and our number scale is saying 1:10 million. I can also see some neighboring countries, Botswana, Namibia, Mozambique, on our eastern side, northeastern side, and then also some national roads, as well as important places, right? Cape Town, Johannesburg, Pretoria, Polokwane, and so on, as well as obviously our provinces. Okay, so let's look at our first question. So we are saying here that Eric decided to take a bus from Johannesburg to Bloemfontein. Right, so here's Johannesburg, so he will travel by bus to Bloemfontein. What else is important? Use your ruler to measure the distance in millimeters, right, between Johannesburg and Bloemfontein. All right, now please note, make sure that you measure in millimeters and make sure you measure between the correct two places. Okay, all right, so when I measured on my map, I got 34 millimeters, right? So that's the first part. It says, use your ruler to measure the distance in millimeters between Johannesburg and Bloemfontein. Okay, so to go back, remember that's 34 millimeters. Right, in our next question, it says, use the scale. Right, so what is the scale? There's the scale of our map, 1:10 million. Right, to determine the actual distance, this time around, it should be in kilometers, right, between these two places. Remember, we've measured on the map, the distance between these two places is 34 millimeters. But now we would like to know what is the distance between the same two places, but now in real life, right? Therefore, we've indicated in kilometers. Okay, so therefore, what will happen now? I will take my 34 millimeters, right? And I will multiply that by the scale of this map. What is the scale? That is 10 million. Right, so when I do this, and I know some of you will already see it's the 340 million, so therefore 34 multiplied by 10 million. All right, so that will give us 340 million millimeters. But guys, note, our answer should be in kilometers, right? So quick question, how many millimeters in 1 kilometer? There we go, I agree, 1 million. So therefore, in order for us to go from this millimeter, I will now take my answer, the 340 million, and I will divide that by 1 million. So therefore, 340 million millimeters divided by 1 million millimeters, right? Because I'm converting from millimeters to kilometers now. So when I do this, I'm going to quickly leave the calculator here. So that will give me a real life and actual distance of 340 kilometers. You are welcome to check this answer on your calculator. So therefore, the actual distance, the distance in kilometers between these two places equals to 340 kilometers. Guys, are we clear? All right, let's move on to our next question. In question number 3, it says, the bus Eric traveled with stopped twice. Remember, he's traveling between these two places by bus. Now, the bus stopped twice for 20 minutes each. The bus departed so it left at 7:20. What else important? It arrived at 11:30, right? Eric claimed that they were traveling at an average speed of 120 kilometers per hour. All right, now let's see what else is indicated here. It says further down, verify showing all calculations whether his claim is valid or not. Okay, verify showing all calculations whether his claim is valid or not. Okay, then it also indicates to us you may use the formula distance equals time multiplied by average speed. Okay, so we know the claim was made that they travel at 120 kilometers per hour. Now we need to establish, is that in fact true? Is that statement valid? Okay, but now I need to find my time. What else do I know? Remember the previous question. We calculated that the distance between the two places, right, equals 340 kilometers. So I'll note that down somewhere here, just to make a note. The distance between these two places equals 340 kilometers, right? So if I look at my question, I will need then to determine whether this is indeed the correct speed. But what do I need? What else? I need the traveling time. Are we clear on that? Remember, in order to calculate average speed, I will take my distance divided by my time. Now, it's important here that we first need to establish how long it took, right? I'll do this here. So we are saying you'll arrive at 11:30. So I will look at the traveling time, left at 7:20, right? And I should also then minus the 40 minutes for the stops. Guys, do you know where I'm getting the 40 minutes from? Remember, we are saying the bus stopped twice for 20 minutes each, right? Are we clear on that? Okay, so after doing this, right, you can calculate this will give us then 3 hours, 30 minutes, right? So I can also write this as 3.5 hours. Why am I indicating it like this, 3.5 and not 3.30? Remember, that's because of our formula. It sees time in hours only. Okay, guys, are we clear on this 3 hours, 30 minutes? Okay, if you want, we can look at it. Let's quickly see how I've arrived at that answer. Remember, if we look at it carefully, from 7:20 to 8:20, right, then we'll have 9:20, we'll have 10:20, we'll have 11:20. We agree on that. Right, so if I look, this will be the first hour, another hour, third hour. That will actually give me 3 hours. Then there's the 10 minutes extra that we go to 10:30. We agree. Right? Now, from here, if I go and remember we're at 11:20 now. So it's the 10 minutes. If I go back, minus that 40 minutes. So what I did here is only for that time. Now I'm going to deduct the time they stopped. Remember, they didn't travel at that time. No. So from 11:20, if I move 40 minutes backwards, I'll end up at 3 hours, 30 minutes. Are we clear? So now I go to my question at hand. It says you may use the formula distance equals time multiplied by average speed. But remember I said, in this case, we need to verify whether the traveling speed is 120 kilometers per hour. So therefore, I will instead change the subject of the formula. No longer distance. I already know the distance is 340 kilometers. Are we clear? So therefore, I will make my average speed the subject of the formula. So speed equals, right? How do we determine average speed? We take our distance divided by our time. Guys, are we clear? So I've changed the subject of the formula. That's step one. There's my formula. Second step, now I'm going to substitute into my formula. I know the distance equals 340 kilometers. Right? We just established that the traveling time here, right, equals 3.5 hours. Okay, so now I will go and I type in 340 divided by 3.5 equals. So this will give me an average speed of 97, and I'll round it off to 2 decimal places, 14 kilometers per hour. Guys, now looking at the statement by Eric, he said that they were traveling, right, at 120 kilometers per hour. We have just calculated that the average speed of the bus is 97.14 kilometers per hour. So therefore, and remember, I will conclude based on my answer now, the claim by Eric is invalid. We agree? They are not traveling, or they were not traveling at 120 kilometers per hour. In fact, they were traveling at 97.14 kilometers per hour. Okay, guys, let us now look at our last question. At question number 4, we are saying here that one of Eric's friends suggests that he must visit Lesotho. Right, so here's Lesotho. Okay, Eric responded that he does not have a passport. So the question, why is Eric's response a valid reason not to go to Lesotho? Okay, so what is our answer here? Remember, all South Africans, right? We need, so I'll indicate here that South Africans, in order for us to visit Lesotho, we will need a valid passport. Right, so this is a level 4 type of question, so please make sure that you answer it correctly. So Eric's response is indeed correct. He won't be able to enter the country without a valid passport. Guys, let us take a quick advert break. After our advert break, we will wrap up today's lesson. See you after the break.